Hello, and a very warm welcome to my community of health-conscious individuals. I'm Dr. Rashmi, a board-certified physician with a passion for integrative medicine, and I'm so glad you've chosen to invest a little time in your well-being today. We're about to explore a topic that is profoundly personal, often misunderstood, and absolutely crucial for half the population. Does masturbating every day affect your prostate health? This is a question that lands in my inbox constantly, surrounded by a fog of cultural myths, gym locker whispers, and conflicting online articles. Is it a healthy practice, a harmful habit, or somewhere in the vast middle? My goal today is not just to give you an answer, but to help you understand the why behind it. We're going to dismantle the myths with rigorous science, explore the nuanced realities, and equip you with a holistic action plan for lifelong prostate health. If you believe that knowledge is the best medicine and are ready to take charge of your health journey, do me a favor and gently tap that like button. It tells YouTube that this is valuable information that more men need to see. And if you haven't already, join our community by hitting that subscribe button and ringing the notification bell. You deserve to be first in line for health knowledge that can genuinely change your life. All right, let's get started. The prostate, our unsung hero. Before we can talk about the impact of any activity on the prostate, we need to truly appreciate this remarkable gland. Think of the prostate as the quiet, hard-working guardian at the crossroads of a man's urinary and reproductive systems. This gland, typically the size of a walnut, sits just beneath the bladder and wraps around the urethra, the tube that carries urine and semen out of the body. Its primary, and most famous, job is to produce a significant portion of the fluid that makes up semen. This isn't just filler fluid, it's a sophisticated, life-sustaining cocktail. Prostatic fluid is milky and slightly acidic, but it contains crucial components like enzymes, citrate, and a protein called prostate-specific antigen, PSA. This fluid nourishes the sperm, enhances their motility, and its alkaline nature helps them survive the acidic environment of the female reproductive tract. A healthy prostate is fundamental not just for fertility, but for urinary control and overall quality of life. However, as men age, this gland is susceptible to a trio of common issues. Benign prostatic hyperplasia, BPH, a non-cancerous enlargement that can squeeze the urethra and cause urinary problems. Prostatitis, inflammation or infection of the prostate, which can be acutely painful or a chronic nagging issue. Prostate cancer, one of the most common cancers in men. So, the central question is, does the act of daily masturbation, and therefore daily ejaculation, help or harm this vital organ? Let's turn to the evidence. What the science really says about ejaculation and prostate health. When I talk to my patients, I always emphasize looking at high-quality, long-term human studies. Fortunately, on this topic, we have some excellent data. The landmark study that truly changed the conversation was published in the prestigious journal European Urology in 2016. Researchers from Harvard University conducted a massive prospective study following nearly 32,000 men for 18 years. This wasn't a small, short-term experiment. It was an epic of epidemiological research. The findings were striking. Men who reported the highest frequency of ejaculation, at least 21 times per month, had a 31% lower risk of developing prostate cancer compared to men who ejaculated only 4 to 7 times per month. This begs the question, what is the biological mechanism behind this protective effect? There are a few leading theories. The prostate flush, or stagnation hypothesis. This is the most widely accepted theory. Imagine a stream that flows freely versus a stagnant pond. The flowing stream stays clean, while the stagnant pond accumulates debris. The prostate is similar. Regular ejaculation helps to flush out the prostatic ducts, clearing away old cells and prostatic fluid. This fluid can contain potentially carcinogenic substances, inflammatory byproducts, and crystalloids that can calcify over time. By regularly clearing the pipes, you may reduce the residency time of these harmful agents, preventing the chronic inflammation that is a known precursor to cancer. Hormonal and neurological benefits. Orgasm is a powerful neurological event. It triggers a cascade of hormones and neurotransmitters, most notably endorphins and oxytocin. These are our body's natural stress relievers. Chronic stress floods our system with cortisol, a hormone that, in excess, promotes inflammation throughout the body, including in the prostate. The stress-reducing effects of orgasm can therefore create a less inflammatory internal environment, which is more conducive to prostate health. Maintaining healthy zinc balance. The prostate has one of the highest concentrations of zinc in the human body, an element crucial for its antibacterial and anti-inflammatory functions. It's theorized that stagnant prostatic fluid can have a disturbed zinc balance, potentially compromising its protective qualities. Regular turnover of this fluid through ejaculation could help maintain optimal function. Another significant study, the Australian Health of Men study, corroborated these findings, suggesting that men who ejaculated most frequently in their 20s and 30s had a significantly lower risk of developing aggressive prostate cancer later in life. A crucial caveat: it's important to remember that these studies show a strong correlation, not necessarily direct causation. It's possible that men who ejaculate more frequently also tend to have other healthier lifestyle habits. However, the dose-dependent nature of the findings, meaning the more frequent, the lower the risk, lends strong support to the idea that ejaculation itself is a key beneficial factor. Busting the myths. What masturbation doesn't do. Now, let's clear the air and take a sledgehammer to some of the most persistent and damaging myths about masturbation. Myth number 1. Masturbation drains your life force or weakens you. This is an ancient myth, rooted in pre-scientific beliefs about the body. There is zero physiological evidence that ejaculation depletes your physical strength, vitality, or athletic performance. The temporary feeling of relaxation or sleepiness after an orgasm is due to the release of the hormone prolactin, a natural part of the body's resolution phase. It's a sign of a healthy nervous system, not weakness. In fact, the stress relief can leave you feeling more focused and energized in the long run. Myth number 2. Masturbation causes infertility or uses up your sperm. This is biologically impossible. Your body is a continuous sperm factory, a process called spermatogenesis, that is always running. Ejaculation simply releases the mature sperm that are ready and waiting in the epididymis. While a short period of abstinence, 2 to 3 days, might be recommended before a fertility test to maximize the sperm concentration in a single sample, it has no impact on your overall long-term fertility. Myth number 3. Masturbation is a guaranteed shield against all prostate problems. This is a critical distinction. While frequent ejaculation appears to lower the risk of prostate cancer, it is not a silver bullet for all prostate issues. Benign prostatic hyperplasia, BPH, is primarily driven by age and hormonal changes, particularly the conversion of testosterone to dihydrotestosterone, DHT. Ejaculation frequency doesn't significantly alter this process. Prostatitis, especially bacterial prostatitis, is an infection requiring medical treatment, often with antibiotics. While some urologists might suggest that ejaculation can help relieve pressure in an inflamed prostate, it's not a preventative measure or a cure. The flip side: when could daily masturbation be a problem? So, if it's generally safe and potentially beneficial, can there be too much of a good thing? Absolutely. The key here is not about a specific number. but about the impact the behavior has on your life. For the vast majority of men, daily masturbation is completely harmless. However, it can cross into unhealthy territory when it becomes compulsive or a crutch. If you find yourself unable to control the urge, if it's interfering with your work, your social life, or your daily responsibilities, it might be a sign of compulsive sexual behavior. If it becomes your only tool for coping with stress, anxiety, or sadness, it can prevent you from developing a broader, more resilient set of emotional coping skills. It negatively impacts your relationships. If you're in a partnership, and solo masturbation consistently replaces partnered intimacy rather than supplementing it, it can lead to emotional disconnection. Open communication with your partner is vital. It causes physical discomfort. Excessive friction without adequate lubrication can cause skin irritation, chafing, or soreness. In some cases, men can develop what's informally called death grip syndrome, where an overly tight grip during masturbation can lead to desensitization and difficulty achieving orgasm with a partner. It's entangled with problematic pornography use. The issue here isn't masturbation itself, but the stimulus. Excessive consumption of certain types of pornography can create unrealistic expectations about sex, body image, and performance, potentially leading to sexual anxiety or dissatisfaction in real-life encounters. The guiding question should always be, is this behavior adding value and pleasure to my life, or is it causing distress and taking away from it? If you're concerned, speaking with a physician or a therapist specializing in sexual health is a sign of strength, not weakness. Your 5-point prostate health action plan. Masturbation is just one piece of a much larger puzzle. To truly protect your prostate for the long haul, you need a holistic, proactive approach. Here are my top 5 actionable tips. Eat a prostate protective diet. Flood your body with anti-inflammatory foods. Focus on a colorful plate rich in lycopene, found in cooked tomatoes, watermelon, and pink grapefruit. It's a potent antioxidant that concentrates in the prostate. Cruciferous vegetables. Broccoli, cauliflower, kale, and Brussels sprouts contain sulforaphane, a compound that helps the body fight cancer. Healthy fats. Omega, 3 fatty acids from salmon, sardines, walnuts, and flax seeds fight inflammation. Green tea, rich in catechins, which have shown protective effects. Limit red and processed meats, excessive dairy, and sugar, which can all promote inflammation. Stay actively moving. Aim for at least 150 minutes of moderate intensity exercise per week. Activities like brisk walking, cycling, and swimming improve circulation, help maintain a healthy weight, and reduce inflammation. Also, learn to do Kegel exercises correctly to strengthen your pelvic floor, which supports both bladder control and sexual function. Prioritize regular medical checkups. This is non-negotiable. Starting at age 50 or 45 for high-risk men, including African American men or those with a family history of prostate cancer, have an open conversation with your doctor about screening. This typically involves a PSA blood test and, if warranted, a digital rectal exam, DRE. Early detection is the cornerstone of effective treatment and saves lives. Master your stress. Chronic stress is poison for your prostate. Develop a stress management toolkit that works for you. This could be daily meditation. Apps like Calm or Headspace are great. Deep breathing exercises, yoga, spending time in nature, or engaging in hobbies that bring you joy. Communicate openly and honestly. If you have a partner, talk about your sexual health. A healthy sexual relationship, which can include both partnered sex and solo masturbation, is built on trust and mutual understanding. Don't let unspoken assumptions or shame create distance. The final word. So to circle back to our original question, does masturbating every day affect your prostate health? The weight of the scientific evidence suggests that frequent ejaculation is associated with a significantly lower risk of prostate cancer and can be a healthy outlet for stress relief. However, it is not a magic bullet. The ultimate key to prostate wellness is balance and a holistic lifestyle. Listen to your body. Understand the difference between healthy self-pleasure and compulsive behavior, and pair it with a nutrient-dense diet, regular exercise, stress management, and proactive medical care. Your health is your greatest asset. It's not something that just happens to you. It's something you actively build, day by day. Now, I would love to hear from you. The comments section is a space for our community to learn from one another. Have you ever been confused by the myths surrounding this topic? What is one habit you're building to protect your health? Share your thoughts below. I read as many as I can. If this video brought you clarity and value, please give it a thumbs up and share it with the men in your life who might benefit from this knowledge. And stick around, because next week we're heading into the kitchen. I'll be sharing my top 5 power foods that supercharge prostate health, and you won't want to miss it. Until next time, stay informed, stay proactive, and take exceptional care of yourselves. I'm Dr. Racheal, and it has been my absolute pleasure guiding you today. Stay well.